Yes, beta, we were discussing about the theories of origin of life. Yes? Yes, children. Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll finish till here, then we'll ask questions from each other. Formation of the first cell. Please read it. Giving you 2 minutes. Let's find out what is believed, how the first cell was formed. Very quickly. Till now, we talked about origin of life. Now we'll go down to a smaller level and talk how first cell was made. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me what bit you understood. Whatever little bit you could understand, we see the first non-cellular life forms must have originated 3 billion years ago. Non-cellular, small cells were not there. They were big, giant molecules. Small cells were not there. They were giant molecules like they've given you 3 examples. What are the examples?
RNA, protein, and polysaccharide.
RNA, protein, and polysaccharides.
And these were inside a self-replicating capsule. What is a self-replicating capsule? What do you mean by self-replicating?
Making copies of itself.
Yes, very good. So what is believed that earlier we did not have small cells, we had giant molecules. For example, which giant molecules?
RNA, protein, and polysaccharides.
How did they multiply in number? What was their nature?
Self-replicating property.
Yes, beta. It is believed that we had giant molecules and they were self-replicating molecules. So these capsules must have later reproduced their molecules because they were self-replicating, so more molecules were produced. The first cellular form of life originated about 2000 million years ago only. Giant molecules we had 3 billion years ago, but it is believed that the first form which had cells, that was only how many years old?
2000 million years old.
2000 million
Yes,
years.
Bache, 2000 million, and it is believed that it originated in water, aquatic environment only. So it is believed that life first originated in aquatic environment, cellular form of life. And how many million years back?
2000 million years.
Yes, Mita. We had talked about the theory of abiogenesis, that the formation of first form of life arose through the evolutionary forces from non-living things. This was accepted by a great majority. Although we had the chemical hypothesis theory, but most of the people believed in which theory? Theory of abiogenesis. Still people are believing this theory only, theory of
Abiogenesis.
Abiogenesis. So cellular forms came very late. It is believed that earlier we had giant molecules. Which kind of giant molecules?
Self-replicating.
Can I have the examples? 3 examples are given in your book on the screen.
RNA, protein, and
RNA, protein,
polysaccharide.
polysaccharide.
So they made their own copies on their own. No mode of reproduction was there. How did they make more copies? What was their nature?
Self-replicate.
Self-replication.
So they were giant molecules. They were not cellular forms. When did the first cellular form come into origin?
2000 million years
2000 million years ago.
Yes, beta, 2000 million years ago. And where is it believed to have originated?
In aquatic environment.
Aquatic environment.
Yes, beta, it originated in aquatic environment. This is the first cellular form that we have. So it is believed that life cellular forms first originated where? Territorial or aquatic?
Aquatic.
Aquatic.
Yes, beta, it is aquatic form of life. Okay, let's move on. We have done about evolution. All these theories are done. Evidences of evolution. Read about paleontological evidences. What is paleontology?
Fossil.
Study of fossils.
Very good. So what evidence we are getting from paleontology, we are going to study now. Paleontological evidences. Very quickly read, I'll explain it to you. We've already done what is paleontology. What are fossils?
Dead remains of hard parts of life forms.
Remains of hard parts of life.
Very good. So we are going to have evidences from fossils, that is paleontology. Quickly. Okay, let us very quickly read paleontological evidences. We all know paleontology is the study of fossils. You've already told me what are fossils. Study of which forms? Which are found in rock, soft or hard?
Hard.
Yes,
Hard,
they are
hard.
very good. Rock forms, sediments, and a cross section of the Earth's crust. What is crust?
Outermost, uppermost layer of Earth.
Very good. When you've done in geography, you must have done it. Okay. This shows that these sediments deposit one over the other. Sediments of different aged rocks contain fossils of different life forms. So we are getting different fossils. Okay. They also represent extinct organisms like dinosaurs. What example of extinct organism is given?
Dinosaurs.
We have
Dinosaurs.
fossils of dinosaurs.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The study of fossils in different sedimentary layers, what does it support? It says that the geological period in which they existed and the life forms varied from time to time that are restricted to certain geological time cycle. What does it say? Did life change in these millions of years or it remains same?
Changed.
Changed.
Yes, Beta. With geographical time, they kept on changing. This is what it says. So life must have evolved at different times. All these forms of paleontological evidences, and we can date them with the help of radiocarbon dating. How many of you remember this dating process in class 10th? You must have. What were the other techniques for naming, finding the age of fossils?
And DNA technology also.
Now we can use DNA technology. Do you remember what other methods were there for aging the fossils, taking the age of fossils?
And when these fossils are dug up, the ones which are deeper are said to be more older than the ones which appeared on the recent photos.
Very good. Relative method. Exactly. What she's talking about perfect is a relative method. So beta, first evidence that yes, we had life and life changed. It was not the same comes from fossils. It comes from fossils, and that evidences are known as which evidences?
Paleontological.
Paleontological evidences. What are these evidences called?
Paleontological evidence.
Yes, Peter. Okay. Now see this. Comparative anatomical and morphological evidence. Very quickly. We are going to read this. Yes. Similarities and differences that we have today. We are going to read this. What is homology?
Ma'am, your
Have you done
voice is
homologous?
echoing.
Yes, beta. Homologous and analogous organs. Did you study this? Does anyone remember what are homologous organs? Homologous organs. Anyone remembers?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me, what are they? Or if you remember an example, you can give that also.
When structures are similar
The
and
organ. Yes, ma'am. They have similar structures but different
Function is
functions.
different.
Very good. Such kind of organs are called as?
homologous organs.
Homologous organs.
Homologous
How do
organs.
they help us? How do they help us in evolution? Can you guess?
They show the relationship between these organisms that they have derived from these.
Excellent, Peter. Very good. Whether they have been derived from the same parents or different parents. So we can trace the line of evolution with the help of homologous organs. Homology. Do we have some examples? Yes. Do you remember any examples? See, they have given you 3 examples. You read these 3 examples. Let me discuss these with you. Yes, Peter, have you read the examples? Thorns of? Yes.
Bougainvillea.
Bougainvillea.
Please, Peter. See, because the needs were different, parents were the same, but a little change came. So thorns of bougainvillea and tendrils of cucurbita. How were the needs different? What is the function of thorns? Why do plants have thorns? What is the function of thorns? Think.
To
Ma'am, to
protect them
prevent
from
loss of water.
Ma'am, to reduce water loss.
Reduce
Yes,
transpiration.
beta, one is protection, no doubt, and second is to reduce the water loss. So although the parents were the same, but according to the needs, they changed a little. Maybe a plant was growing in scarcity of water, so it developed this kind of an adaptation that it had thorns. What about the other example, tendrils? How do they help?
They help in climbing.
And why do
In
plants climb? Which kind of plants generally have tendrils?
Which do not have strong stem.
Very good. Which do not have strong stem, they need a support. So beta, both of them basically must be having common ancestors, but then later they changed according to the environment. Such kind of evolution is known as
Homologous evolution. Divergent evolution.
divergent evolution.
divergent evolution because they are getting different from each other. That is why we call it as divergent evolution. Second example, children, forelimbs of animals like
Whale, bat,
Whales, bats, cheetah, and mammals.
yes, beta. They're using it for different things. See, the forelimbs of cheetah, he's using for different things, and we humans are using it for different things. Okay. Third is
vertebrates, heart and brain.
Vertebrates, hearts, and brain.
so if they ask you about 3 examples of divergent evolution, what will it be?
Horns of bougainvillea and tendrils of cucurbita. Forelimbs of animals like whales, cheetah, and mammals.
So everybody knows what is divergent evolution. The parents were the same, the ancestors were the same. But with passing time, there were certain changes in the next generations. This will come in the evidences of what? Evidences of evolution. Tell me very quickly 3 examples of divergent evolution.
Horns of bougainvillea
Horns of bougainvillea and tendrils of cucurbita.
forelimbs of animals like whales, cheetah, and mammals.
Why do you think there must be changes in the next generations?
Due to change in external environment.
The different habitat.
Due to different habitats. You have to remember these examples, at least 1 or 2 examples. So this is the first evidence of evolution which we have done. What is the heading you will give? Homology. What is the heading we'll give?
Homology.
Homology. Very good. Okay. Next is very similar to this, analogy. Just opposite of homology. Can we guess what must be happening in analogy?
Different structure and same function.
Very good. Just read it quickly. Let's see what examples we. Yes, beta. This is something very important, and we generally have one question of Darwin's finches in exams. It's very interesting. Read it. Chalo, let's read this. It's very important. Darwin's finches. Is it divergent evolution?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
It's just the opposite. So what will we call it?
Convergent evolution.
And sisters were different, but similarities gradually with radiations. See, the best example is Darwin's finches. See this. Galapagos Island. Which place did he visit?
Galapagos Island.
Yes. We always have a question on this. Small black birds, he called them as Darwin finches. He did not know that. So because Darwin saw them on Galapagos Island, what are these birds called as?
Darwin's finches.
Yes. He saw that there are many varieties of finches in the same island, and all the varieties are evolved on the island itself from original self-seeding. Originally, the finches were eating what?
Seeds.
Seeds. See the beak over here. It was sharp to break and eat. Can you see the beak over here? This was the first level of finches. What kind of finches were these?
Original finches.
And then they went to different geographical areas. Some adaptive changes were there. And see the change in the beaks, if you can see. Some of them started eating leaves, some of them fruits, some of them became insectivorous. So if you see, the shape of the beaks is changing. And they're living in isolation for long. Means this is not in contact with this one. This is not in contact with this one. Total geographical isolation. So new varieties of finches were observed. This change in the shape of the beaks. Which island are we talking about?
Galapagos.
And what are these finches known as?
Darwin's finches.
Darwin finches.
He observed that the first original finches were what eating? What was their mode of eating?
Seed eating.
Yes, beta, they were seed eating. What were they? They were seed eating animals. So let's see one more example. Marsupials of Australia. Let's understand this. Adaptive radiation. What are marsupials?
Those which have pouch, like kangaroo.
Yes, very good. All these animals which have a pouched animals, they are called marsupials. They're different from each other, but they evolved from the same ancestral stock. Okay, all of them came from where? Australian island. They've all come from where? Australian island. See, this is a wolf, mole, koala, bandicoot, wombat, kangaroo, marsupial rats, anteaters, tiger cats. They're different forms of the same what? Marsupial. And they originated in which place?
Australian island.
Australia. Is it okay? Can we see this evidences over here? Adaptive radiations? Adaptive radiation. Understand the meaning. Radiations means different from each other because of adaptations. Adaptive radiation. So if we tell you examples of adaptive radiation, you will give Darwin finches and marsupials of
Australia.
See, beta, this is adaptive radiation. Radiation means to become different from each other. And they have become different from each other because of adaptations. Otherwise, originally, they were the same only. Like we talked about Darwin finches. All of them were seed eating. What kind of they were there? All of them were seed eating. Why did the beaks change later? Why did the shape of the beaks?
Because of different geographical areas and adaptive changes.
Yes, Peter. They went to different geographical areas and the kind of food that they were getting was different. So because of that, the food habits changed. Can you give me 2-3 examples? Seed eating finches turned into, pata nahi kaisa? Yes, they changed into?
Leaves eating.
Leaves eating, fruits eating.
And?
Fruit eating and insect eating.
And insect eating. So this, very good. This is a radiation. Second, we talked about marsupials. Which place?
Australian island.
Australian island.
And there's so much of divergence if you see. So this is adaptive radiation. spread in different directions, different changes, parents are same. Okay. Supposing a question comes with examples of two examples of adaptive radiation. Which two examples you will get?
Darwin's finches and
Darwin finches and marsupials of Australia.
Okay. Adaptive evolution. Let's read this. I'll discuss with you the common questions which come from this chapter also once I finish. Read quickly, beta. Read, beta?
No, ma'am.
Oh, ma'am, wait.
Okay, beta. Try to learn things here only in such chapters so that you don't have to give much time later. Yes, beta. Read now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let us discuss and we'll see how is it different from the previous topic that we had discussed.
हाँ बेटा पराठा खा लो पराठा बना दो
See this. Adaptive convergence. This was radiation. Got the difference between adaptive radiation and convergence? Radiation मतलब एक दूसरे से दूर दूर हो जाना, अलग हो जाना. And convergence to come closer, to become similar. See this. When more than one adaptive radiation appear to have occurred in an isolated geographical area, and two or more groups of unrelated animals come to resemble each other, then this is what we call as convergent evolution. Two or more unrelated animals. Which kind of animals are they? Are they related or unrelated?
Unrelated.
What do you mean by unrelated? That means the ancestors were not the same. What is unrelated?
Ma'am, your voice
common
is
ancestors.
Different ancestors.
The ancestors were not the same. Unrelated animals. Tell me what are unrelated animals?
They have different ancestors.
Yet, beta, they had different ancestors, but after many years, they started resembling each other. They have come closer to each other. So this, because of certain adaptations. What is this called? Which kind of evolution is this?
Convergent.
convergent evolution.
Yes, this is convergent evolution. Okay. See this example, adaptive convergence in mammals. We just talked about Australian marsupials and the placental mammals. We are talking about marsupials which have a pouch and those mammals which have a placenta. They were in Australia, marsupials, and placental mammals in which area?
North America.
North America. They are unrelated to each other, totally different from each other, found at different places. Despite the temporal and geographical separation, the marsupials in Australia and the placental mammals in North America had produced varieties of species living in similar habitat and similar ways of living. Their offsprings and their offsprings are quite similar to each other. They're not related to each other. Their parents are not same, but their progenies resemble each other. Okay, see this example. These are the placental mammals which were found where, in which area?
North America.
North America. Let me have one or two examples which are easier for you. One is the mouse and the second is the wolf. Easier one to remember. If you see this mouse and marsupial mouse, in both categories we have mouse. Placental mammals also you have mouse, and in Australian marsupials also you have mouse. Similarly, we have wolf over here, and these wolves which were found in Australia, they were bigger in size, a little more healthier. They were known as Tasmanian wolves. What were they called?
Tasmanian wolf.
So these are the two examples. They resemble each other a lot. This mouse and this marsupial mouse, they resemble each other a lot. Although one is placental and the other is
Marsupial.
marsupial. Their parents were not same. The origin was also different. This mouse has its origin in Australia. It's a marsupial. Sorry, this one. In Australia, this is a marsupial. And this is a placental animal. Where was its origin? Which area?
North America.
North America. Parents were entirely different. Geographical conditions were different, but their offspring started staying at the same place. How they became similar to each other? Because they started living in similar habitat. So they started resembling each other. So examples of convergent evolution will be similarity between placental mammals and tell me, Australian marsupials. So what is the main difference that you have understood? Let me see if you've actually understood or not. Which kind of evolution will you have similar parents, related parents? Which evolution when parents are related to each other? What is that evolution called? Tell me. Is it convergent or is it divergent?
Divergent.
Yes, parents are similar. Very good. Parents are similar. The offsprings became different. We just did two examples. Tell me the first example. Tell me one example, beta, divergent evolution. Tell me about Darwin finches.
Forelimbs of whales, cheetahs, and mammals.
Okay, somebody tell me about Darwin finches also. That is also an example of the same.
The original seed-eating finches radiated to different geographical areas and underwent adaptive changes, which changed the type of their beaks gradually, so they became insectivorous and vegetarian.
Which kind of evolution is this, beta?
Divergent evolution.
Were the parents same?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
In case of Darwin finches, what were the original parents?
Seed-eating.
Seed-eating finches.
Seed-eating.
Second example.
Marsupials of Australia.
Marsupials of Australia.
What are marsupials?
Those which have pouch.
Yes, those which have pouch. So all of them originated at which place?
Australia.
Australian islands.
Yes. Later they became different from each other. Okay, how did they become different? Which kind of categories? Just tell me about 2-3 examples. Marsupials changed into what?
Tasmanian wolves.
Yes.
Marsupial moles.
So many were there. And when the parents are different, but offspring just start staying at the same place and start developing some similarities, what is this kind of an evolution called?
Convergent evolution.
Yes. Always remember the word converge means to come closer and diverge means to become different or to go away from each other. So here, because they're staying together, similarities have developed, so convergent evolution. Give me an example. Convergent evolution. Children, give me an example of convergent evolution we just discussed. Let me show you if you still want to see.
Placental mammals and Australian marsupials.
marsupials.
Yes. Placental mammals and Australian marsupials. This is about two types of radiations we have. Evolution. Two types of evolutions, convergent evolution and which is the other evolution?
Divergent.
Divergent.
Okay, let me hide this and see. Name the four theories. Let me see who can answer the question. Name the four theories. Only the name of the four theories of evolution.
Theory of special creation, theory of panspermia, theory of spontaneous
generation
and theory of chemical evolution.
Panspermia.
Okay. What was von Helmont's theory and how did he support it?
Theory of
Theory of
spontaneous
spontaneous generation.
and that mice were formed from dirty.
That mice were formed
Yes,
from
very
dirty.
What are the conditions according to Urey and Miller?
High
For
temperature.
High temperature.
high temperature.
Reducing environment with methane and ammonia and volcanic storm.
What is the difference between theory of spontaneous generation and theory of chemical evolution?
Theory of chemical evolution involves forming of life from organic molecules.
Very good. Okay. Apart from electric current, what else can be used?
UV rays.
UV rays.
Or we can have a combination of both also. When we say Big Bang theory, there were 4 steps in it. What was the first step? Change the sequence, beta.
Strong and sudden reaction. Sudden eruption.
Very good. Second step.
The temperature lowered
Temperature
down
lowered and hydrogen and helium were formed.
and gases.
Very
like
good. What happened to
hydrogen
hydrogen? What happened to hydrogen?
Escape.
By gravity.
It escaped.
The
Why
gas
did it
is
escape?
condensed.
Because it was lighter.
And oxygen, what happened?
It is heavier,
Dense.
so it combines with and then form the ozone layer.
Which is the first thing to be formed? Atmosphere, earth, water bodies,
Universe.
So
universe. Okay. It is believed that universe is the first thing. Okay. What are galaxies supposed to be made of?
Stars, clouds of dust.
Stars, clouds of gas.
dust and
Stars,
gases.
clouds of
Okay. Name the
gas and
galaxy
dust.
to which our Earth belongs.
Milky Way galaxy.
Milky Way galaxy.
What are paleontological evidences?
Which are based on fossils.
Very good. Okay, let's meet tomorrow then. Okay, Peter.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
God
Thank you.
bless.